Welcome to Shop Strategy, the deep dive that helps you unlock the full potential of your Shopify store. And speaking of potential, this deep dive is powered by Growth Suite.
That's right. Growth Suite helps you run smart discount campaigns designed to really connect with your customers and, well, boost your sales.
And you can test it out completely free on your Shopify store. We'll chat a bit more about that later.
So today we're tackling a really fundamental question for anyone running a store on Shopify. How do you actually get people to find your store in the first place?
Yeah, the visibility question.
Exactly. We're diving deep into search engine optimization, or SEO. Our guide for this exploration comes from theshopstrategy.com.
And our mission today is basically to give you a practical understanding of how to make your Shopify store way more visible in that huge world of online search.
Precisely. And the question we're really zeroing in on is this. You see some Shopify stores, right? They just seem to effortlessly pull in customers from Google, Bing, wherever. It looks almost automatic sometimes.
Yeah, totally. While other stores, even with great products, they just struggle to get noticed. What's the actual difference there?
Well, as we're going to uncover, the key really is understanding and implementing effective SEO.
It's such a critical point. I mean, think about it. Google alone processes, over 5.6 billion searches every single day.
It's staggering. And if your Shopify store isn't optimized to show up in those searches, especially for people actively looking for what you sell, you're basically invisible to this gigantic pool of potential buyers.
That's a scary amount of potential revenue just slipping away.
Huge. But look, if the whole idea of SEO feels a bit intimidating, like some kind of secret tech language, don't worry.
Yeah, that's our goal today, right? To give you a clear, actionable roadmap how to boost your Shopify store's visibility in search.
Exactly. We'll break it down into manageable steps so you can actually start seeing real improvements without needing, a computer science degree or anything.
Perfect. So let's start with the core of it then. Why should a Shopify store owner even, care about SEO in the first place?
Okay, the most straightforward benefit. It brings targeted traffic to your store without that ongoing cost of paid ads. Unlike PPC, where the traffic just stops the second you stop paying.
Right. SEO is more like building something sustainable.
Exactly. It's like laying a foundation that can keep bringing in visitors day after day, week after week.
Yeah.
It's almost like having, the analogy our source uses is great.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Like having a tireless sales representative working for you 24/7, never needs a coffee break, never asks for a raise.
I like that, a tireless sales rep. And the advantages, they go beyond just the traffic numbers, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. First off, you get higher visibility among shoppers who are actively searching for the exact kinds of products you offer. This isn't just random browsing. These are people with a specific need.
They have intent. And because they're actively looking, ranking well on Google also builds, a significant amount of credibility and trust, right? I mean, think about your own searches online.
Totally. Don't you tend to trust the websites that pop up near the top?
Yeah, almost implicitly.
Exactly. A high ranking on Google basically acts like a vote of confidence. Google's essentially saying, hey, this is a relevant and trustworthy result for what you're looking for. That carries real weight.
And that qualified organic traffic, the stuff that comes from SEO, it often translates into much better conversion rates too.
Way better. We're talking typically 2 to 3 times higher than traffic you might get from, say, social media platforms.
Wow, that's significant.
It really is. Plus, a solid SEO strategy means you rely less on constantly pouring money into paid ads, frees up budget, and it sets you up for sustainable long-term growth, not just short bursts.
And we see the real-world impact of this all the time. Our source, theshopstrategy.com, highlights a fantastic example.
Oh, yeah, the client case study.
Exactly. A client who, after really knuckling down and focusing on implementing effective SEO, saw their monthly organic visitors just skyrocket from only 200.
Which is, barely anything.
Right. To over 4,500 in just 6 months.
That's incredible growth.
And that massive surge in targeted traffic led to a, get this, 267% increase in revenue directly attributed to organic search.
See, those are the kinds of results that are genuinely possible when you get your Shopify SEO right. It's not just tweaking things, it's transforming the business.
Absolutely. So it's crystal clear that search engines are, the main way people discover online stores these days.
They really are the primary gateway for customers actively looking for products online. When your Shopify store ranks well for those relevant searches, you're basically tapping into this continuous stream of motivated shoppers.
People with clear intent to buy. They're not just scrolling past an ad. They have a specific need they're trying to solve right then.
Precisely. And it's not just about those immediate clicks either, is it? Just showing up consistently in search results, even if someone doesn't click that time.
Right. It builds brand recognition over time, familiarity.
Exactly. Every time a potential customer sees your store name pop up for something they're interested in, it creates that little spark of recognition. Over time, that makes them way more likely to remember your brand and choose you when they're ready to buy.
And like we said, ranking well is that powerful trust signal. It gives your store credibility that's kind of hard to buy otherwise.
You got it. It's Google essentially vouching for you.
Okay, so we're sold on why SEO is crucial. Now let's dig into what Shopify itself brings to the table. What are the built-in features? The shopstrategy.com uses a good analogy here.
The high-performance car comparison.
Yeah, like buying a fast car right off the lot. It's got great potential, good factory settings, but there's definitely room to fine-tune it for, peak performance.
That's spot on. Shopify does provide a really solid base. It has several helpful SEO tools already baked into the platform.
Okay, like what kind of things? What's Shopify handling automatically for us, sort of behind the scenes?
Well, for starters, Shopify automatically generates and keeps your sitemap.xml file updated. Think of this like a detailed map of all the pages on your store.
Right, the map you give to the search engines.
Exactly. You submit it, and it helps them discover and index all your content much more efficiently. It tells them, here's everything important on my site.
Okay, that sounds incredibly useful. What else is working for us out of the box?
It also includes a built-in robots.txt file. Now imagine those search engine crawlers, the little bots visiting your site.
Yeah.
The robots.txt file basically gives them instructions like, you can look here, but please don't crawl this section. It helps manage what they focus on.
Okay, so it's like putting up a staff-only sign for certain areas of our store for the search engine bots.
Pretty much. And you know how you see those titles and descriptions in search results?
Yeah, the title tag and meta description.
Right. Shopify lets you customize those for your products, your collections, blog posts, all your pages. Optimizing these with the right keywords and compelling language can massively impact whether someone actually clicks your link.
Makes sense. And what about when you have a product that shows up in multiple places, like in a new arrivals collection and a men's shirts collection? I've heard that can confuse search engines sometimes.
Yeah, duplicate content worries.
Yeah.
Shopify addresses this with something called canonical tags.
Canonical tags.
Essentially, if you have that same shirt in both collections, the canonical tag tells search engines, okay, this version, maybe the one in men's shirts, is the main, the definitive one. It stops them from seeing the others as duplicates, which could hurt your rankings.
Ah, okay. So it clarifies which page is the master version.
Smart. And with everyone shopping on phones now, I'm guessing mobile friendliness is pretty standard too.
Absolutely. All the modern Shopify themes are designed to be mobile responsive right out of the box. Your store automatically adjusts its layout to look good and work well on any screen size. Desktops, tablets, phones.
Yep. And that's critical because Google heavily prioritizes mobile-friendly sites now. So yeah, these built-in features handle a lot of the basic technical SEO stuff needed to just get your store indexed.
Boo, and there's always a but, isn't there? Just relying on those defaults isn't going to be enough to really dominate the search results.
That's precisely it. While Shopify gives you a strong foundation, its default settings definitely have limitations. To really maximize your visibility and climb those rankings, you got to go a bit further.
Okay, so where do we need to put in that extra elbow grease? What are the areas where Shopify's defaults might be holding us back a bit?
Well, one key area is those generic metadata templates we just talked about. While you can customize titles and descriptions, the default suggestions Shopify might offer are often pretty basic.
Not really optimized for specific keywords or getting clicks.
Exactly. They might not be tailored to how your customers search or be compelling enough to make them click your link over a competitor's. You really need to put some thought into crafting unique, keyword-rich metadata for your important pages.
Makes sense. You want to be more strategic than just, say, using the default product name as the title tag.
Right. Another thing is the URL structure. It's somewhat fixed. Shopify automatically puts prefixes like collections, products, pages in your URLs.
And you can't change those prefixes?
Nope. You can customize the last part of the URL, the bit after the slash, often called the handle or slug. But those products or collections parts, they're baked in.
So if I wanted a super clean URL for my product, like mystore.com/cool-widget instead of mystore.com/school-widget. I can't do that with the default setup.
Not for product URLs, no.
Yeah.
You can clean up the cool widget part, but the product stays. Also, even with those canonical tags helping, having the same product reachable via multiple collection URLs can still sometimes create a bit of complexity for search engines if you're not careful.
Okay. What about adding more detailed information for search engines, like structured data or schema markup? Is Shopify's built-in support good there?
Shopify does include some basic schema markup for products, which is good. It helps Google understand, okay, this page is about a product, here's the price, etc.
But for more advanced stuff,
Yeah, for things like showing star ratings from reviews directly in search results, or maybe schema for events or FAQs,
yeah,
you'll likely need to customize your theme's code, or, more commonly, use a third-party Shopify app designed for that.
gotcha. Apps or code for the fancy stuff. And what about that robots.txt file you mentioned? Can we fine-tune that?
Not really. While you have one, you can't directly edit its contents beyond some very basic controls Shopify offers, so you have limited ability to give really nuanced instructions about how search engines should crawl different parts of your site.
Okay, so summing that up, it's not that Shopify is bad for SEO, far from it. It's just that to really excel, we need to understand these default limitations and be ready to go the extra mile with more targeted optimization in certain areas.
Precisely. These aren't deal breakers, they're just opportunities. They highlight where a little extra attention and effort can make a really big difference in unlocking your store's full search potential. And we'll be hitting on strategies for these areas as we go.
Great. So we've got the lay of the land, the foundation, and where we need to focus beyond the basics. Let's dive into the technical side a bit more. The shopstrategy.com calls technical SEO the engine tuning for your store.
Yeah, I like that analogy. It's the stuff happening under the hood. Not always visible, but absolutely critical for getting peak performance in search results.
You can have amazing products, amazing descriptions, but if search engines can't easily find, crawl, and understand your site's structure,
Then all your other SEO efforts won't be nearly as effective. It's foundational.
so what are the really key elements of technical SEO that a Shopify store owner needs to get their head around?
Okay, a really fundamental aspect is optimizing your site structure and navigation. How you organize everything, your products, your collections, your pages, has a huge impact.
On both customers finding stuff and search engines understanding it?
Exactly. A well-structured site makes it easier for everyone, human users and search engine crawlers, to navigate and find the information they need. Good structure is good for usability and good for SEO.
And in Shopify, collections are the key organizational tool here, right? Our source calls them the backbone.
Absolutely. Setting up a logical, well-thought-out collection hierarchy is crucial. It helps users navigate, and it helps distribute that SEO value, or link equity, through your product catalog effectively.
So how do we map out that structure? What principles should guide us when setting up collections?
Okay, first, think broad. Create those main top-level collections that align with how your customers naturally think about and search for your stuff.
Like men's, women's, home goods?
Yeah, something like that. Then, within those main categories, create more specific sub-collections. Help shoppers narrow things down based on more granular attributes or needs.
So under home goods, maybe kitchen, bedding, decor, and then under kitchen.
Exactly. Under kitchen, you might have cookware, bakeware, utensils, small appliances, and then maybe even further under cookware, you could have pots and pans, skillets, etc.
Getting quite specific.
Right. You also want to group products logically based on features or attributes customers search for. Like if you sell hiking gear, maybe have sub-collections for waterproof, insulated, lightweight. Think about those search terms.
Okay. And try to keep the number of products in each collection somewhat balanced. Avoid one huge collection and lots of tiny ones.
Yeah, try to maintain a relatively balanced distribution. It helps spread the SEO value more evenly. Having one collection with 500 products and another with 5 can dilute the importance of that smaller one.
Got it. And the shopstrategy.com mentions something called the 3-click rule. What's that about?
The 3-click rule is basically a usability guideline. It suggests a user should be able to find any page on your site within, well, 3 clicks starting from the homepage.
Is it a direct SEO ranking factor?
Not directly, no. Google doesn't count clicks like that. But adhering to it generally leads to a much better user experience, which indirectly helps SEO. Plus, it helps ensure search crawlers can find all your important pages easily without getting lost down some deep, complex path.
Makes sense. Keep it simple for users and bots. Now, when we're actually naming these collections, any SEO best practices there?
Oh, definitely. Use descriptive, keyword-rich titles. Don't just call a collection shoes. Call it men's leather dress shoes or women's trail running shoes.
So much clearer.
Way clearer. And much better for SEO than generic names like men's gear or internal codes like cat M003. These descriptive names often become part of the collection's URL too, giving search engines even more context.
So think like the customer. What terms would they actually search for?
Exactly. Now, once you've got that structure sorted, another really powerful technical tactic, often underused on Shopify, is strategic internal linking.
Internal linking, that's just linking from one page on my own site to another page on my own site, right? Seems simple, but why is it so important?
It does seem simple, but it serves three really crucial functions for SEO. First, it helps search engines discover all your pages and understand the relationships between them. It's like creating pathways for them to follow.
Ah, okay. Helping the crawlers map things out.
Right. Second, it helps distribute ranking power, that link equity we mentioned throughout your site. Linking from strong pages, like your homepage or popular collections, to other pages can give them a boost.
Spreading the SEO love around.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And third, and very importantly, it improves the user experience. It guides customers to related products or information, keeps them engaged, encourages them to explore more of your store.
Okay, so how do we actually do internal linking effectively on Shopify? What are the best practices?
All right, several key things. One really effective way is to cross-link related products within your product descriptions. Selling a laptop, link to compatible laptop bags, mice, maybe screen protectors.
Makes sense. And the actual link text matters, right? The anchor text.
Hugely. Use descriptive anchor text. Don't just link the words "click here." Link the actual product name or a descriptive phrase like, "check out our ergonomic laptop stands." It gives users and search engines clear context about where the link goes.
Got it. No more vague click here links. What else?
Make sure you're using breadcrumb navigation, those little trails at the top, home category, subcategory product.
Yeah, I see those everywhere.
They're great. They help users understand where they are, and they automatically create internal links, back up the hierarchy to your category pages. Many Shopify themes have this built in. You might just need to turn it on in the settings.
Okay, check theme settings for breadcrumbs. What about blog content? Good place for internal links.
Fantastic place. If you have a blog, weave in relevant links to your product and collection pages naturally within your posts. Writing about choosing the right tent, link to your backpacking tents collection or specific tent models.
Connect the content to the products.
Exactly. Also, think strategically. Link from your high authority pages, your homepage, your main collection pages, your most popular blog posts to specific product or collection pages you really want to boost the rankings for.
Okay, so it's about creating this interconnected web of relevant pages within our own store.
That's the idea. And one really neat technique is creating what the shopstrategy.com calls relationship-based links. For example, on a page for running shoes, have a section like Complete Your Running Gear, linking to socks, shorts, water bottles, watches.
Ah, like a you might also like, but more integrated.
Yeah. It helps SEO by showing context, and it can increase your average order value by showing customers relevant related items. Win-win.
Definitely a win-win. Okay, makes perfect sense. Now let's switch gears a bit to another really critical piece of technical SEO.
Yeah.
Site speed and performance. I know Google cares about this, and frankly, who waits around for a slow website anymore?
You are absolutely right. Site speed isn't just a nice to have, it's fundamental. Google has explicitly said page speed is a ranking signal. And studies consistently show a huge chunk of shoppers, like 40%, will just bail if a site takes more than about 3 seconds to load.
3 seconds? That's nothing. So what are the usual suspects? What commonly slows down Shopify stores?
In many, many cases, the biggest culprit is images. High-resolution images, especially if they haven't been optimized, can have massive file sizes. They just take ages to download, especially on mobile or slower connections.
Okay, images. So what practical steps can we take to optimize them for speed?
First and foremost, compress your images before you upload them to Shopify. There are great tools out there, like TinyPNG or ImageOptim. Many are free online. They can drastically cut down file size without you really noticing any difference in quality.
So compress everything first. Shopify does some optimization too, right? But do it beforehand anyway.
Yeah, Shopify does do some automatic optimization, which is helpful. But doing it beforehand gives you more control and usually achieves better results, maximum compression.
Okay, smaller file sizes equals faster loading. What else for images?
The dimensions. Use appropriately sized images. Don't upload a gigantic 4,000 pixel wide photo if it's only going to display at, say, 800 pixels wide on the page. Resize images to the actual display size needed before uploading.
Makes sense. No point loading massive unseen pixels. What about file format? JPEG, PNG.
Good question. Generally, JPEG is best for photographs because it compresses well. PNG is better for graphics needing transparency, like logos, and increasingly looking to WebP, it offers excellent compression and quality, and Shopify's support for it is getting better. Use the right tool for the job.
Okay. And what about all those images further down a long page? Do they all load right at the start?
Hopefully not. You should implement lazy loading.
Lazy load?
Yeah, it's a technique where images below the fold, the ones you can't see until you scroll down, only start loading when the user actually scrolls near them. This dramatically speeds up the initial page load time. Many modern Shopify themes have this built in now, so definitely check your theme settings.
Check for lazy loading. Got it.
Right.
And don't forget alt text, right? We mentioned that for keywords, but it helps accessibility too.
Crucial. Alt text is primarily for accessibility, describing the image for screen readers used by visually impaired users. But it also gives search engines context about the image. So it's good for users and good for SEO.
Another win-win. Our source even mentioned a client who saw a huge jump in load speed, like from 6 seconds down to under 3, just from image optimization. And that led to lower bounce rates, higher conversions.
It really highlights the impact, doesn't it? It's not just a technical metric, it directly affects user behavior and sales.
Totally. Okay, moving beyond images, the actual Shopify theme you choose,
Yeah.
that can also significantly impact speed.
Oh, yeah. Big time. I always thought themes were mostly about looks and features.
While aesthetics and functionality are obviously important, the underlying code quality of your theme plays a massive role in how quickly your site loads. Some themes, especially those loaded with tons of complex features, fancy animations, extra scripts, they can come with a performance penalty.
So if speed is a priority, what should we look for in a theme?
Prioritize themes known for clean code, lightweight design, and good performance. Read reviews, specifically looking for comments about speed. Also, be really mindful of the number of apps you install. The app bloat problem.
Exactly. Apps add functionality, which is great, but almost every app injects extra code, usually JavaScript, that has to load. This adds up and can really slow things down. Regularly audit your apps. Remove anything you're not actively using or that isn't providing significant value versus its performance cost.
So maybe a more minimalist approach with apps is better for speed.
Often, yes. Also, remember, Shopify uses a content delivery network, a CDN. That helps speed things up globally by serving files from servers closer to your visitors. That's a nice built-in advantage.
What about custom code or lots of flashy animations?
Minimize custom code if you can, unless it's really well optimized. And yeah, heavy animations or complex visual effects can sometimes slow rendering. If you have development skills or access to a developer, there are more advanced things.
Like what?
Things like minifying CSS and JavaScript, basically stripping out unnecessary characters to make files smaller. Implementing critical CSS, which loads only the essential styles for the top part of the page first, deferring non-critical JavaScript so it loads later, using asynchronous loading for third-party scripts so they don't block the main page load.
Okay, that sounds pretty technical.
It can be, but honestly, just focusing on image optimization, choosing a well-coded theme, and being smart about app usage can make a really noticeable difference for most stores.
And how do we measure our current speed?
Use the tools. Google Page Speed Insights, GTmetrix, they're free online tools. And Shopify itself has an online store speed report right in your admin dashboard. They'll give you scores and, importantly, specific recommendations for improvement.
Great resources. Okay, speed is clearly vital. Now let's talk mobile. It just feels like everyone is browsing and buying on their phones now.
You are absolutely right. Mobile optimization isn't optional anymore. It's essential. The shopstrategy.com stats show over 60% of e-commerce traffic is mobile now. And even more critically for SEO, Google switched to mobile-first indexing.
Mobile-first indexing, what exactly does that mean for us as Shopify store owners?
It means Google primarily uses the mobile version of your website to decide how to rank it in search results, even for searches done on a desktop.
Wow, okay. So if my mobile site is clunky or missing content,
it can hurt your rankings everywhere. Your mobile site needs to be more than just a scaled-down desktop site. It needs to be a fully functional, user-friendly experience in its own right.
So it's not enough for it to just look okay on a phone. It needs all the key content, all the features, load fast, and be easy to actually use on that small screen.
Exactly. A key concept here is content parity. Make sure all the important stuff, text, images, videos, functionality that's on your desktop site is also present and easily accessible on mobile. Content hidden behind multiple tabs might not get valued as highly by Google.
And speed is even more critical on mobile, right? because of potentially slower connections.
Even more critical, mobile users are often less patient and might be on less reliable networks. Slow loading is a killer on mobile.
Okay. What specific usability things should we watch out for on mobile?
Think about tap target sizing. Buttons,
Yeah.
links, are they big enough and spaced far enough apart so people can easily tap them with a thumb without hitting the wrong thing? That's super frustrating.
Oh, yeah. Tiny links are the worst.
Totally. And font readability. Is the text large enough to read comfortably without pinching and zooming constantly? Aim for at least 16 pixels for body text as a general rule. Also, your theme needs the viewport meta tag set up correctly. This tells mobile browsers how to scale the page. Most modern themes handle this, but it's fundamental.
Lots of little details add up. Is there an easy way to check if Google thinks our site is mobile-friendly?
Yep. Google offers a free, mobile-friendly test tool. Just plug in your page URL, and it'll analyze it and tell you if it passes Google's criteria, and it'll flag any specific issues it finds.
Definitely need to use that tool. Now, the shopstrategy.com mentioned that modern Shopify themes are responsive, which is great, but just being responsive isn't the whole story for mobile optimization, is it?
You're absolutely right. Responsive design ensures the layout adapts, but it doesn't automatically guarantee a great mobile user experience. There are definitely further enhancements you should consider.
Like what? How can we make our mobile Shopify store even better?
First off, actually test it on real phones and tablets. Don't just rely on the simulators in your desktop browser. Get a feel for it on actual devices.
Good point. See how it really behaves.
Yeah. Pay attention to product images on small screens. Can you see details clearly? Is there a zoom function? Are there multiple angles? Simplify your navigation for mobile. Can people easily browse using just one thumb? Maybe a streamlined mobile menu is needed?
One thumb usability. I like that.
Prioritize what's visible above the fold on mobile. Key info, the add to cart button should be right there without scrolling, and streamline the checkout process. Mobile cart abandonment is high. Minimize form fields, enable autofill, make it fast and painless.
It sounds like the best advice is just regularly shop your own store on your phone, pretend to be a customer, go through the whole process, find the friction points.
That's absolutely the most practical way to find those mobile optimization opportunities. See where things get annoying or confusing.
Okay, great advice. Now let's shift focus from the technical stuff to what's actually on the individual pages. This is where on-page SEO comes in, right?
Exactly. On-page SEO is all about optimizing the content and the various elements of each specific page, product pages, collection pages, blog posts, to help them rank higher and attract more relevant traffic.
So technical SEO is the foundation. On-page is optimizing the house built on top of it.
Good analogy, yeah. These are often the elements you have the most direct control over day to day.
And the absolute starting point for any on-page strategy has to be keyword research. The shopstrategy.com called it the treasure map.
Perfect analogy. Without knowing the words and phrases your potential customers are actually typing into search engines, you're just guessing. You're flying blind.
So how do we find these treasure map keywords? Where do we start?
Start by brainstorming. Just jot down words and phrases you think customers would use. Think about their problems, their needs, the language they use. Put yourself in their shoes. What would you search for?
Okay, start with our own intuition. Then what?
Then expand using research methods and tools. There are great keyword research tools out there. Google Keyword Planner is free. Then there are paid ones like SEMrush, Ahrefs, Ubersuggest. You put in your initial ideas, and they give you related terms, search volume data, competition levels.
How many people search for it, how hard it is to rank for it.
Exactly. You can also analyze your competitors. Tools like SEMrush let you see what keywords they're ranking for. That can be incredibly insightful.
Spy on the competition a bit. Smart.
Totally legit.
Yeah.
And don't overlook Google itself. Start typing keywords into the search bar. Look at the autocomplete suggestions. Scroll down to the related searches at the bottom. These are direct clues from Google about what people search for.
Those autocomplete suggestions can be gold sometimes.
Absolutely. Also, mine your customer reviews and your competitors' reviews. Look at the exact language customers use to describe products, features, problems. Those are often fantastic keywords.
Use the customer's own words. Makes sense. And what about long-tail keywords?
Definitely explore long tail. These are longer, more specific phrases, usually 3 or more words. Waterproof hiking boots size 10 instead of just hiking boots. They have lower search volume usually and less competition.
But the people searching for them know exactly what they want.
Precisely. The intent is often much higher, meaning they're more likely to convert. So you want a balanced strategy, a mix. Some high-volume, more competitive head terms, maybe for your main collections. Some mid-tail keywords with decent volume and specificity. And plenty of those long-tail keywords, often great for specific product pages or blog posts.
Okay, like for coffee gear, espresso machines is high volume, semi-automatic espresso machines is mid-tail, and best semi-automatic espresso machine for small kitchens is long-tail.
Perfect example. That's the kind of mix you want.
All right. So we've done our research. We've got our keyword list, head, mid, long tail. What's next for on-page? Where do we actually put these keywords?
Strategic placement is key. Search engines pay special attention to certain parts of your page to figure out what it's about and if it matches a search query.
So where are the prime real estate spots for keywords?
Okay, number one, page titles or title tags. The clickable headline and search results. Get your primary keyword in there, ideally near the beginning. You edit this in Shopify's search engine listing preview.
Title tag, got it. Next.
Meta descriptions, that snippet below the title. Now, technically, keywords here don't directly boost rankings, but a compelling description with keywords helps convince people to click your link. Higher click-through rate can indirectly help rankings.
So make it enticing and relevant. What about the actual content on the page?
Absolutely crucial. URLs first. Keep them short, descriptive, and include the main keyword if it makes sense. You can edit the handle in Shopify.
Okay, clean URLs with keywords.
Then the main heading on the page, usually the H1 tag. Your primary keyword should definitely be here. On product pages, this is often just your product title itself.
H1 heading and subheadings, H2s, H3s.
Yep. Use subheadings, H2, H3, etc., to break up content and incorporate relevant secondary keywords naturally. Also, try to get your primary keywords somewhere in the first paragraph, ideally the first 100 words or so.
Early mention, and then just sprinkle them throughout the rest of the text.
Sprinkle naturally? Yes. Weave your keywords and variations throughout your product descriptions, blog posts, etc. And don't forget image file names and alt text. Make them descriptive and include relevant keywords accurately describing the image.
You keep saying naturally. I guess it's easy to overdo it.
Very easy. What's called keyword stuffing. Just jamming keywords in everywhere unnaturally. Search engines hate it, users hate reading it, and it can actually hurt your rankings. Focus on writing high-quality, informative content for humans first, then thoughtfully integrate keywords where they make sense.
Quality content first, keywords second, but integrated thoughtfully. Got it. Now, let's zoom in specifically on optimizing product pages. These are the money pages, right?
Exactly. Product pages have a tough job.
Right.
They need to rank well and search for specific product terms, and they need to convert those visitors into buyers. It's a balancing act between SEO and conversion optimization.
Let's start with product titles. We said they form the page title. What makes an effective product title for SEO?
Well-crafted product titles are critical. They are your page title in search, they often form the URL slug, and they give shoppers immediate context. A good title boosts rankings and clicks.
So what are the guidelines for writing them?
Lead with your primary keyword, the main search term for that product. Include key specs. Customers look for size, color, material, model number. Add your brand name, usually at the end. Keep it under 60 characters if you can so it doesn't get cut off in search results. And crucially, use natural language. Write for humans first, then make sure keywords fit naturally.
Can you give a quick before and after example?
Sure. Basic title, red sweater. Optimized title, women's merino wool crew neck sweater, crimson red your brand. See the difference? Much more specific, includes material, style, color, brand.
Huge difference, way more helpful. And you mentioned consistency earlier.
Yeah, try to use a consistent format for your product titles across your store, like product type plus key features plus brand. It helps customers scan and compare easily.
Great tip. Now, product descriptions. We know not to just use the manufacturer's default. What makes a description compelling and SEO friendly?
Right. Ditch the manufacturer descriptions. They're often duplicated across many sites, which is bad for SEO, and they rarely sell the product effectively. Your description is prime real estate to incorporate keywords and persuade customers.
So what should we aim for in our descriptions? What elements are key?
Address customer needs and desires. How does this product solve their problem or make their life better? Highlight the unique selling points, the benefits, not just features, what makes it stand out. Naturally weave in your primary and secondary keywords. Use vivid sensory language if possible. Help them imagine using it. Anticipate their questions and answer them. And make it scannable. Short paragraphs, bullet points, subheadings. No one reads huge walls of text online.
How long should they be, roughly?
For significant products, aim for at least 300 words or so. Gives enough detail for users and search engines.
Okay, 300 words. Is there a basic structure or template we could follow?
Yeah, here's a simple template to adapt. Start with an engaging opening paragraph overview, primary keyword, then use bullets for 3 to 5 key benefits. Using secondary keywords, follow with a paragraph on feature specs, maybe a paragraph on use cases, who is it for, when would they use it, and end with a clear call to action, add to cart, buy now.
That's helpful, and descriptions are a good place for internal links, too.
Excellent place. Link to related products, accessories, maybe a relevant blog post or buying guide. Helps SEO, helps the user.
Okay, titles and descriptions nailed. What about product images on the page? We covered file size, alt text, anything else for on-page SEO?
Yes, images have that dual purpose. Crucial for user experience, letting people see the product, but also a potential traffic source from Google image search if optimized well.
So, beyond the technical optimization, what else for images on the product page?
Descriptive file names before uploading. Not img001.jpg, but men's blue running shoes-sideview.jpg. Then, comprehensive alt text accurate description, include keywords naturally, provide multiple high-quality photos, different angles, close-ups, include context images if possible, show the product being used. A tent set up outdoors, dress being worn, helps visualization, and maintain consistent dimensions and style across your product photos for a professional look.
Descriptive file names and alt text. Multiple angles, context shots, consistency. Got it. Okay, let's move up a level to optimizing collection pages. These often target those broader, valuable keywords, right?
Exactly. Collection pages are super important SEO assets. They target those broader terms, running shoes, kitchen knives, bringing in lots of relevant traffic. Plus, they act as navigation hubs, linking down to individual products and spreading that link equity.
And the shopstrategy.com stressed that writing good collection descriptions is a huge, often missed opportunity.
Absolutely true. So many stores leave them blank or just put a single sentence. Massive missed opportunity for SEO and for helping shoppers understand the category.
So what should a good collection description include? What's its job?
Okay, it definitely needs to incorporate the primary keyword for that collection and relevant secondary keywords. Explain the purpose of the collection, what's in here. Who is it for? Highlight key subcategories or product types within it. Address common questions someone might have about this category, and importantly, include internal links. Link down to key subcollections or even specific popular products within the description itself.
How long should these be?
For important collections, aim for maybe 200, 300 words, enough substance. Put the key info near the top, as some themes might truncate longer descriptions on mobile views.
Okay. And structure-wise, how to organize it?
A good structure could be: start with a compelling overview. What is this collection? Primary keyword. Then maybe highlight key benefits or features of these types of products. Use secondary keywords. Offer some buying guidance, perhaps. Then feature key subcategories or specific product lines with links. Make it genuinely helpful for the shopper browsing that category.
Sounds like a solid plan. And just like product pages, we need to nail the metadata for collections too. Title tags, meta descriptions.
Absolutely. Same level of care. Since collections target competitive terms, good metadata is crucial for ranking and getting clicks.
So, customize the title tag, meta description, URL handle for each collection using the target keyword.
Yes, exactly. Title tag, primary keyword into light start, consistent pattern. Meta description, compelling summary, keywords, why click here, URL handle. Edit to be concise, keyword rich. And, crucially, make sure the metadata for each collection page is unique. Don't just duplicate them. Optimize each one for its specific target keywords.
Okay, wow. We have covered a ton of ground today, really digging into Shopify SEO fundamentals. It's clear there's way more to it than just launching a store and hoping people find it.
That's absolutely right. Focusing on these foundations, the technical bits, the on-page optimization of keywords, products, collections, it's just essential for building a sustainable, successful e-commerce business on Shopify. You can't ignore it.
And remember, this whole deep dive into getting found on Shopify has been powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you run those smart discount campaigns, which is actually a perfect complement to good SEO, isn't it?
It really is. You work hard with SEO to bring in that valuable, targeted organic traffic, and then Growth Suite helps you convert those visitors effectively with smart, personalized offers.
Turns browsers into buyers, and you can test Growth Suite out completely free on your Shopify store. Just search for Growth Suite in the Shopify App Store. It's easy to find.
Exactly. Get the traffic with SEO, maximize the sales from that traffic with Growth Suite. They work hand in hand.
So the big takeaway from today, the main point we want you to remember is this. Consistently focusing on and improving your Shopify store's SEO fundamentals is absolutely crucial for long-term sustainable growth. It's not a one-time task.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So, your action item is to take a really honest, critical look at your own Shopify store using everything we've talked about. Technical stuff, on-page, products, collections. Pick at least one area where you can start making improvements today or this week.
Yeah, just start somewhere. And we definitely encourage you to check out the shopstrategy.com for more detailed articles and resources on all these specific SEO topics, plus broader content marketing ideas that feed into SEO success.
Loads of great info there.
Okay, and finally, here's a thought to leave you with, something to mull over. We talked a lot about how critical the mobile experience is, right, for users and for Google. And we know Shopify has some default settings. So, considering that, what's one immediate technical SEO area related specifically to mobile performance that you can investigate on your store today? What can you check or improve right now to make sure that mobile experience is fast, seamless, and user-friendly?
That's a great question to ponder. And while you're building that organic traffic, remember Growth Suite has some really cool features to help you capitalize on it. Things like AI-powered discount personalization, showing the right offer to the right person at the right time, and automated campaign management to save you a ton of time. It's all designed to integrate smoothly with Shopify and help you get the absolute most out of every visitor SEO brings you.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to Shop Strategy for this deep dive into the essential world of Shopify SEO. We really hope you found it valuable and, most importantly, actionable. You can find more episodes of Shop Strategy wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, take care and happy selling.